Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Canadian Pioneer. Our content is firstly available on Rumble, and you can further follow us on X for updates. This channel is a place for all patriots to discuss and analyze events that affect Canadians, and to offer hope in the face of all the craziness in the world today. Hit follow and sub to our channel to be notified when our next video drops. A like also helps in the battle against the algorithms. Cheers! Today we're going to look at the WEF's control over Canada and how the World Economic Forum is in panic mode as patriots all across the world turn their backs on the globalists. Their yearly annual meetings just wound up in Davos, Switzerland, and was attended by government officials and entrepreneurs, many with globalist and socialist ideologies. But there were a few cases that got through the cracks and spoke the truth. The WEF was founded by Klaus Schwab in 1971. Their website states that the WEF strives in all its efforts to demonstrate entrepreneurship in the global public interest, while upholding the highest standards of governance. In other terms, a globalist fantasy where a select entitled few controls all aspects of the world. Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party of Canada has been a target of Klaus Schwab's influence and control. Now, remember, the WEF claims to be independent, impartial, and not tied to any special interests. But here is a clip of Schwab introducing Justin Trudeau in 2016.
Prime Minister, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends. As you know, the theme of this annual meeting is Mastering the Fourth Industrial Revolution. I couldn't imagine anybody who could represent more the world which will come out of this fourth industrial revolution. It certainly will be a world, hopefully, not certainly, hopefully, if we take the right decisions, which will be a diverse world characterized by plurality. It will be a world which will combine significant investments into the future, into our soft and hard infrastructure, with fostering entrepreneurial activity, at the same time social responsibility. It will be a young world. It will be a digital world. Now, who could represent such a world better than you, Prime Minister? We are very glad that at the beginning of this meeting, you are talking to us to represent also a new, open Canada. I want to use this opportunity also to thank our Canadian constituency, which always has been a very loyal and very much engaged constituency here at the Forum. But now, I think with you, together with our constituents, Prime Minister, we can make sure that in the future we strengthen the cooperation even more with your country. Prime Minister, we are very much looking forward to listen to you, and actually the discussion will be moderated by my friend Farid. So we will have some exciting, interesting moments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Schwab, for your warm welcome and for bringing this impressive group together. I'd like to take a moment just off the top to recognize a founder of the World Economic Forum and a great Canadian, Maurice Strong, who passed away just a couple of months ago. Maurice showed incredible leadership on a variety of issues facing the world today, in particular, early and compelling leadership on climate change.
Now, Trudeau continues in his speech and the interview his usual talking points, such as diversity is strength, and that he was elected because he respects ordinary people's rights. Which is quite laughable, as people's rights in Canada have steadily been targeted by Trudeau and the Liberals since 2016, including people's right to protest by seizing bank accounts, bodily autonomy regarding vaccines, banning legal firearms, banning independent media access, and internet censorship bills. Here's another video from 2017, with Schwab bragging about infiltrating the then Argentinian president, and also Justin Trudeau's cabinet in Canada.
When you brought the Young Global Leaders Program here for executive education and then the Schwab Fellows. But there are two countries in the world now in which the young global leaders have emerged. Tell us just a bit about that in terms of the governance.
Yes, actually, this notion to integrate young leaders is part of the World Economic Forum since many years. And I have to say, when I mention now names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. But what we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, so that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
And that's true in Argentina too. Wow. Yeah. Sorry. That's true in Argentina as well.
It's true in Argentina, and it's true in France now. Mm-hmm. I'm with the president, who is a young global leader. But what is important for me is those young global leaders have an opportunity to come here. And we, in addition to the young global leaders, we have now the global shapers in 450 cities around the world.
It should be a shock to all Canadians that a globalist organization is openly bragging about infiltrating a foreign government for their own interests, by having over 50 members of parliament under their grasp. The leaders at WEF are not elected by Canadians, and they are not interested in Canada's best interest, but only of their own and of other countries. Then in 2020, during the COVID lockdowns, the WEF pushed for the implementation of the Great Reset. From their own website, WEF stated, "The world must act jointly and swiftly to revamp all aspects of our societies and economies, from education to social contracts and working conditions. Every country, from the United States to China, must participate, and every industry, from oil and gas to tech, must be transformed. In short, we need a Great Reset of capitalism." From this statement, you can see that WEF openly admits they want to change your education and economy, your way of life. Again, this extreme agenda pushed by Schwab and the WEF to reset our way of life was toed by Justin Trudeau.
Is essential. This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset. This is our chance to accelerate our pre-pandemic efforts to reimagine economic systems that actually address global challenges like extreme poverty, inequality, and climate change.
These globalists at WEF have started targeting our food chains, claiming farming and ranching causes too much environmental damage. So they want you to eat insects, in the name of climate change. This again from their own website. They state, "Insects are a credible and efficient alternative protein source requiring fewer resources than conventional breeding. Studies suggest that for the same amount of protein produced, insects, mealworms in particular, require much less land than other sources of animal proteins. A study on crickets suggests they are twice as efficient in converting feed to meat as chicken, at least 4 times more efficient than pigs and 12 times more efficient than cattle." They continue, saying insect protein has high-quality properties and can be used as an alternative source of protein throughout the food chain, from feed for aquaculture to ingredients for nutritional supplements for humans and pets. In 2024, the Liberals continue to align themselves with the WEF. This year, Ukraine's Canadian Finance Minister, Chrystia Freeland attended the Davos meetings. Freeland bragged about Canada pushing the green agenda on its people, and characterized decarbonization as the singular issue defining the world economy. How much longer until government officials start pushing an insect diet on the people? Now, my friends, the people of the world are awakening to the danger that the WEF and globalist agenda poses to our way of life. Even Schwab admitted this year in Davos that their goal is to rebuild trust. Now, of course, they are planning to do this by pushing censorship to stop them from being questioned and exposed. WEF is claiming that misinformation is the world's biggest threat. The terms misinformation and disinformation are continuously thrown around by Trudeau. And even the head of the CBC, Catherine Tate, recently tweeted on X. The surge of disinformation and abuse online has become one of the most threatening phenomena of our time. Schwab and the globalists want to control and rule the world, but countries are unique, with different cultures, traditions, and economies. Change is happening, like again back in 2017, when Schwab was openly bragging about the Argentinian president being under his grip. Now fast forward to 2024, the newly elected populist Argentinian president Javier Milei went to the WEF and slammed their globalist agenda.
Today I am present to inform you that the Western world is facing a significant threat. It is in danger because those who are supposed to defend the values of the Western world are co-opted by a worldview that inevitably leads to socialism and consequently to poverty and economic deprivation. Unfortunately, in recent decades, motivated by some well-intentioned desires to help others, and others by the desire to belong to a privileged caste, the main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the model of freedom for different versions of what we call collectivism. We are here to tell you that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world, but rather they are their cause. Now, when studying per capita GDP from 1800 to today, what is observed is that after the Industrial Revolution, global per capita GDP multiplied by more than 15 times, generating an explosion of wealth that lifted 90% of the world's population out of poverty. We must never forget that by the year 1800, about 95% of the world's population lived in extreme poverty, while that number dropped to 5% by the year 2020, prior to the pandemic. The conclusion is obvious. Far from being the cause of our problems, free market capitalism as an economic system is the only tool we have to end hunger, poverty, and destitution throughout the planet.
He continues to explain how the world has never been as favorable as it is now, thanks to freedom.
Don't be intimidated by the political caste or the parasites who live off the state. Don't yield to a political class that only wants to prolong its power and preserve its privileges. You are social benefactors. You are heroes. You are the creators of the most extraordinary era of prosperity we have ever experienced. Don't let anyone say ambition is immoral. If you earn money, it's because you provide a superior product, better price, contributing to well-being. Do not yield to the advance of the state. The state is not the solution. The state is the problem itself. You are the true protagonists of this story, and know that from today you have Argentina as an unconditional ally. Thank you very much, and long life freedom, damn it.
You can just imagine how badly they wanted to unplug Milei's microphone as he dropped historical truth all over the globalists in the crowd. Milei used facts over feelings and exposed the WEF and the globalists of their devious plans. The powerful speech standing up, literally in front of the globalists, has caused waves throughout the world. Even the socialist dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, has said that Milei's WEF speech was shameful and described its contents as the expression of his Nazi ideology. A typical far-left response with no evidence to support it. Some recent media is even questioning the WEF's relevancy, saying in 2023, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz was the only leader of a G7 country who attended that yearly meeting. Even Canadian Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has awoken to the threat the WEF poses to our way of life. He just tweeted that he would ban ministers from attending WEF. Government officials, such as Liberal Chrystia Freeland, should not be attending these meetings, as Justin Trudeau and the Liberals have bowed down to the WEF globalist agenda in the past, and continue to do so, ignoring what is best for Canadians. Never forget, Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party of Canada have been and continue to be proud supporters and allies to WEF as they plan your future of no property rights and cricket and mealworm diet. The outlook for Canada and the West is awakening, as Schwab and his powerful WEF have nowhere left to go, except to continue to fall from their stage. Hit the like on this video, follow and sub to the channel, so you'll be notified of the next video we drop before Justin Trudeau and his high command attempt to send it down the memory hole. Have a great day everyone, God bless.